Good day, everybody. It's Max, and welcome back to GamrNewz for April of 2022. That's right. And the reason I didn't release this on April 1st is because I didn't want you to think this was an April Fool's joke. No. So in this case, we're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're going to talk about more Icarus, more DSP, possible TF2 coming up, possible Mr. Prepper DLC. We got Facteroids with at least a confirmed date of some sort towards the end of April, and a few other things. So let's talk about the background before we get into it. Today, of course, in the background, the first thing you are seeing is Infraspace. You know it. And Infraspace will also be playing for the rest of the month, all month long, as we are doing the core. And that, of course, what you're seeing in the back episode is a future episode. As you can see, we have multiple cores down. They're working very well. It's a great design. Of course, we want to talk about TF2, Transport Fever 2. Of course, they're coming up with a major update here momentarily, and I might fit that in on the schedule. Of course, we're going to talk about DSP and Icarus, which both of those backgrounds will also be showing up here momentarily. As of course, DSP, we're at, I think, 69 out of 100 achievements. And, of course, we also have Icarus, which, though not making any videos for it anymore on the channel, if they do release new content, like a new mission or something, along with updates like they continue to do on late Thursday, Friday, I do tend to do a live stream on that within a few days later. So with that, let's get into the news. So in this particular case, we have Infraspace. Infraspace, of course, is continuing on. The core are coming along very, very nicely. And, of course, this and Dyson Sphere are going to share a little bit of the same fate in this case, in the fact that obviously making a core takes a couple of hours, right, to make a core, to build it up and get it to fully populate, right? Even doing like the little clip it there, doing 3 cores at once, well, it's not like you can do 3 cores within 2 hours. There's still like a I don't know, bell curve flow gradient measurement thing to it. So yes, it doesn't take you 9 hours, but at the same time, it kind of still takes you like 4.5 hours. So of course, obviously, to do 20 cores, takes an X amount of time. Now, in Dyson Sphere program, we're getting close to that also same period where now that we have a supply planet for building Dyson Spheres and all that stuff, that's great. It does take about 30 minutes or so per system to put it down. Now, of course, that means, like, if you do some counting, right, even if I were to play non-stop, drop spheres and not look back, you're still looking, and if everything went perfect, of course, because it never does, you're still looking at a good, 30 to 40 hours, right? So, the thing is that there's no way to condense that kind of time to get it into a video format within work schedules and all that stuff. So I'm just trying to set some sort of expectation here to say, hey, it's great that on this video I did three cores, but the next video isn't going to have like 8 cores because it's just mathematically impossible to do that. So both of those may have to pare back to like 1 video a week as they get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, Dyson Sphere program, let's move on with that for a second as well. Some of the achievements take a considerable long time. Like the achievement for 15% of resources. That requires you to get that research to level 32. That's huge. That's a huge amount of science, right? Literally every planet would have to have like white science running on it to do that within any kind of reasonable time. So both the Infraspace and the Dyson Sphere program may be only have like a single video for that week as they get more, what I'll call more mature, but we'll see how it goes. Again, April's kind of one of these weird months where, you know, like, they're not really releasing any games, right? Like, you know, they kind of do all this game releasing for Christmas and the holiday season, all that stuff. And then it's kind of like nothing comes out in the spring. From like late January, you know, into early February, basically into like the summer, it's a dry spell, right? And this is going to be talking about something that we'll talk about release dates here momentarily. Now, one thing we do have confirmation on, actually two things, is Transport Fever 2 is coming out with a major update. They're coming out with several items on that list, and I do enjoy playing Transport Fever 2. I've always enjoyed playing the Transport Fever series. Of course, I have all the achievements in both those games. I love those games. They're just like factory games, except with trains. And I mean, I like model trains and factory games. I mean, it really is a great combination. So I will probably be doing. I might do a small series again. April's kind of a toss-up area where you just don't know what's going to flash in your face, and then I may end up doing something totally different. But it is on my mind. Facteroids, of course, is a demo that we played, and of course, I enjoyed that game. It's a little clunky. The belting work is a little clunky, but I don't know. It's got a cuteness factor I kind of enjoyed with it, and of course I'm going to see about probably playing that. It is due to be released at the very end of April. Now, as for other games, this is a bad habit that games have been going on with this year, and that is release dates. Okay, so, you know, at one time, games used to actually post release dates, right? So, like, you know, Icarus said, you know, they were going to release in August. And yeah, okay, they missed that target date, and they moved it to October, and then they moved it again to November. But at least you had release dates that you kind of did a thing with, right? All games kind of have this release date schedule. And if you're in Steam, for example, and you go to under the upcoming games list, you will notice something different. And that is almost every game listed there doesn't have anything besides 2022. Okay, they don't have a month. They don't have a season. They don't have anything except TBD, time is subjective, 2022, 2023, wish list now, don't worry about a date, and this is a new habit all these games are coming. None of them are even listing any remotely close dates, which is really unfortunate because it means content creators like myself can't look at games upcoming and say, oh, okay, like, you know, if everybody, you know, and again, games fall behind schedule all the time, but at least if you had you have some sort of timeline, you can kind of book into your schedule what it is you might try to play. But if everybody's just going to say, well, our game's coming out like soon, okay, cool, but that doesn't help me any. So I can, you know, it makes it harder to do schedules when games are basically just saying, yeah, we're gonna come out this year, you know, sometime, right? Well, I'm glad they at least put the year, you know, because there's a lot of games that are just putting TBA or time is subjective, whatever that means. Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you want to be all philosophy and stuff, but that doesn't help me on a daily basis try to schedule my life, which is already very busy, to doing videos. But anyway, we'll deal with that. Mr. Prepper, of course, has announced their DLC. Of course, if the DLC magically shows up somewhere, then hey, I'll play it, right? So again, April's a little bit of a quirky month because there's no one's got any real release dates. No one's got any really,
particulars coming out. At the same time, I have series that are taking a little bit longer to do. So, question marks is what I got for you. Of course, of course, when it comes to things like, playing Icarus and these kinds of things, we're going to continue on with all that stuff. And sure enough, I'm sure what will happen is 2 weeks from now, somebody's going to drop a thing, right out of the blue. And of course, that will be the thing that I get right on, and then of course we get it playing on the channel. And at the same time, of course, we're not stopping DSP or Infraspace. Of course, I'm going to try and shove in as many cores in Infraspace as I can. That map is a really nice map. That's an awesome map. It's so flat. It's yes, it has your standard hills, and yeah, they're a pain. But there's a lot of flat surface area on that map, and it is really, really nice to work with. At the same time, DSP, of course, we're going to be having our live streams, of course, on that as well, and a video as things go along. Of course, the 3 live streams per week will continue. I don't know what we'll put in the slot 3. I'm going to move Icarus probably to the Monday live stream slot. Just so as when they do come out with new missions on Friday, whatever that day is, we can then I can then prepare the mission over the weekend because they take a little time to prep. And then, of course, on Monday, do the live stream. So, of course, everybody gets to see the mission fairly fresh, right? And that's a good thing. Of course, Dyson's Here program, I'll probably keep on Sunday. Same deal because of its prep time and stuff. It gives me a little time on the weekend to get it ready to go. And we'll find something to put in on Thursdays. So, of course, we're going to be doing a little bit of hunting there as we go through and see what we can play. So, with that, I'm Max. This is GamrNewz for April 2022. Of course, it's April. It's like the black hole of where games are sitting. And, of course, but at the same time, this is just when something will magically appear or drop off or whatever. And, of course, if you have anything in particulars that you might want to see me play, of course, I don't know if I own it or not, or anything like that. But, of course, you let me know down in the comments. Of course, I always appreciate the subscribers and the likes. Of course, all that interaction stuff allows YouTube to say, hey, he exists out there in the real world. Maybe we should show him around a little bit. And I always appreciate that. With that, I'm Max. I will see you on the next one. Take care.